So we're going to talk about how to do your references. I know this is something new to many of you, so we're going to kind of talk about how to do that. I pulled up one website. It's called BibMe. There's a lot of them. I put them on your lab format sheet so that you can Google some if you want. So this is just one that I chose. So on here, you can have them check your paper. I think you have to pay for it, and you can make an account and stuff. But I'm going to put, I only want to create citations. You always want to pick APA, and then it'll pick that. There's different ones up here and stuff like that. You got to look across here and make sure it's in website, because the website is what you're usually probably going to be citing. So make sure it's there. So these are not obviously ones that you would use. I just pulled some articles on kids playing sports and stuff like that. You want to try to get websites that say .net like here, or .org or here, or .gov. .com is still fine. They're not always the best websites, but I will allow you to have some .coms. You should not have blogs, and you should not have Wikipedia. So let's say I really like this article. And I was going to use something that I read, how it helps kids build team building leadership qualities. So let's say I want to use this. So I would copy this URL. And when I go back to the BibMe, you're going to, it says find a website by URL, a keyword. You're just going to paste that URL in there, and then you're going to put search website. It will do a lot of work for you, but not all of the work for you. So you're going to have to do select, because it found some stuff, but it didn't find this stuff. You are responsible for finding this stuff. So final step, put some stuff in there for you. And we're making the reference so that you can put that in your paper. So not a lot came up other than the URL. So you are responsible for finding the rest of this. So the article title. So if I go back here, this is why sports for kids and early age is a good idea. So I'm going to copy that and put that in the title. It asks for the contributor. So who wrote this article is basically what it's asking. If I go back here, there's no John Smith or Jessica Smith or anything like that. There's no name as to who wrote the article. So I'm just going to put that USA Today classified blogs wrote it. So I'm going to copy this, or you just put USA Today. You can kind of put whoever owns the website is good enough to put as a thing. In APA style, the last name goes first, okay? And I was going to pull one and show it to you, and I don't know where it went. But I gave you some examples of that practice one you could look at, the AP people wrote. So I'll show you one later. But the last name always goes first. So you're going to put it here. It says last name / corporation, and the corporation was USA Today. Date published, we go back and look for a date. We don't see one. So you'll just leave it blank. If there is one, you want to put it. If there's just a year, you want to put that, because that helps us. Remember, in APA, that's important. Date access, we're going to put today, because today's the day we looked at that website. And then you're going to put create citation. And so it made this for you. It's really nice because you can just copy and paste this. Also, this website's really nice because you can download to Word, and it will save all this. You could copy and paste all these. If you have like 10 in there you made, you can save your work. If you accidentally found the date or you spelt something wrong, you can go back and edit this too. So I'm going to take this reference, and I'm going to put it in my reference page. So USA Today classified blogs. Let's just say up in my introduction, I put that sports builds team work qualities. Okay. So my in-text citation would say USA Today classified blog. And then I would put no date, because there's no date. If this said 2013, then here I'd put 2013. Gotta spell things right. So I'm putting that in there. The period goes after that citation, and then I would keep writing. Remember, I paraphrased this. Nowhere did I just take this paragraph and write this. I have to paraphrase what I got from there. Okay, so I keep reading. Let's say I really like this one. So once again, I'm going to copy this, go back to the BibMe. I'll do up here, I'm going to add a citation or a URL, search websites again. I found this one, it was right. And all the APA generators generally look like this. Citation Machine is one, and it looks a lot like that. So they're going to have you always input that. Make sure it's on website because it usually pops up. So here's what they found. They found all this. So I'm going to be responsible for finding that other stuff. Here, the article title, date access is always today, unless you go back and fix something. So I go and I look. Once again, I don't really see any dates on here. They're usually pretty obvious, like at the top. I also don't really see who wrote this. So I'm going to put AthNet on there, or Athletic Scholarships, because it's up there too. But I'm going to put AthNet. It's fine, being the corporation. Okay. No date was published, so I'm just going to leave it like this. So create citation. So this one, you have to watch something every 45 minutes. If you just put that you are not of age, sometimes it will just make you do this. So I'm sorry, we have to watch this. It was just kind of hard. Okay. I think Citation Machine does not make you do that, or something like that. So engaging with our sponsor is good. Okay, great. So we have to click on it now. Okay, click I'm done. Okay, sorry about that. Okay, so it made this for me. So now I'm going to put this in here. It goes in alphabetical order. So this one has to go first. Okay. If you do the copy and paste, I should have just done this because it will take away that awful yellowness that's going on. And I deleted all of it. It will take away this yellow. There you go. So now I have this one. So there, so I have that one. Let's say like this one. This one I'll show you what to do when a real name is in there and why it's important. So this one, searching. I'm going to make up some of this one so that you know what it looks like. So I found this. Thank you. Go to the phone. So sometimes it takes a second because there's so many ads on here. Okay, so they found this. So I'm going to say nobody wrote this. Okay, so I'm going to make that up. But I'm just going to pretend like there's a day and a person so that you can see this. So I'll put John Smith. Today we accessed it, and I'm just going to pretend like it showed me that February 2012 was the day the article was written so that you can see one. So it gave me this one, so I'm going to copy it. Smith goes in the middle. Okay, so here you'll see why it's important that you put that last name and that corporation that's up, because Smith goes first. So let's say I put that's awful, but I'm going to put that. Okay, so I'd put Smith 2012 in there, and I can put that. Remember that your headers are always bolded. One other thing I'm going to show you what to do is how to insert page numbers. You should have those. So I would put insert. If you go down to header and page number, you want to go down to page number. So you will click this one because you have a title page, and the title page does not have the page number on it. It would start on that next page. But for today, to show you what to do, I'm going to click this one. So you're going to click this one. So I'm clicking this one because this is not my title page. Remember, it will make it an Arial font, so you want to change it back to Times New Roman because that's what your whole paper is supposed to be in. So I click it, and on the left side where I type my last name. And once again, it changed the font again. So make sure everything is in Times New Roman. So I'm putting Charmin, page 1. And then if I go down to the next page, it'll just automatically do that for every page now. It'll just keep clicking that. Hopefully that answers some of your questions. Sometimes when you make a reference, it literally will not be able to find the website. You can always do manual entry mode and type something in yourself. You don't always have to go with that. That was the like entering your own website and stuff like that. If you want to quote not quote, but if you want to reference a paper I've given you, you can do lecture and speech because every time I've given you something, it's probably a lecture. So you can always change it to lecture and speech to do that, but make sure it's usually on website because I'm sure that's what you'd be doing. So this is nice because this one saves this for you along the way. If you do download to Word, it will kind of make this really pretty file for you. Technically, these are supposed to have a hanging indent, and they don't. That's not APA. I don't think that it might make it for you. I've told people in the past not to worry about hanging indent because this one's not the most user-friendly. But if you were to make one, I don't know if I open this one, if it will open it for you, and show you what one's really supposed to look like. Because okay, I have to make an account, so I'm not going to do that. But it'll be have a hanging indent. That doesn't matter to you as long as they look like this. This is fine. Just putting the URL is not good enough. So remember, put this in here. You got to put this first word and then the date in the part that you write about. And then remember your page number. One other thing I wanted to talk about is in your results section. In the results section, you have to talk about more than just your data. So I wanted to show you an example of what this looks like. So this is that paper that I wanted to show you that you've been able to look at. So hopefully you've pulled that. One, their names are at the top. You just need to put your name, not your group's name. But down in the results section, I put data on your paper. You can put data or results, it's fine. You'll see that they just talk about literally what their data was. So they say from 1 to 2 minutes, Abel Gear was in the coffee. 2 to 3, it was not in the coffee. So they just go through and explain that. And also their data is in there too. If you want to put pictures and stuff like that, I can show you how to do figure 1, figure 2. But more than just your data goes in there. So down at the bottom is where I want to show you. This is the hanging indent. It just makes it easier to find. If you had like 80 references, this would be useful. And in Word doc, you can do that. In Google Docs, it's not as friendly. But your other classes in your upper level sciences, you'd probably be required to do that. So just that you know that hanging indent looks like this. And then I wanted to mention that your results section has a lot more than just your data and stuff. You're just showing exactly what happened and telling them. Not telling them why it happened, you're telling them what happened. Like your tube was warm, your tube was hot, the blubber was pink. All those observations you write down go in this results section. So I hope that helps, especially with the bibliography or the reference. Sometimes you'll hear this called a works cited page as well, but it's not hard, but I just make sure that you are paraphrasing, not direct quoting when you're doing this.